Good afternoon, guys. My name is Vakar, and today I'm going to share with you some tips for to avoid actually some kind of issues you might could experience if you are dealing with narcissist, somebody who is suffering from narcissistic personality disorder. And the reason why I consider this quite important is because, as I've seen around, there are too many people that are stuck into this circle of the uh, narcissistic people games, and they don't know what is actually happening to them, what they are going actually through, because they're being manipulated, they're being like cheated on if they are in a relationship with somebody who has MPD. So basically, by MPD, obviously, I mean narcissistic personality disorder, and I do consider this something that is quite important and that has to be like spread more often, that as much as possible, because obviously we need to educate ourselves on this topic, because it's quite important, and we might probably are dealing with somebody who is narcissistic in our lives, and we do not know that, because we don't have like the clue of the we don't have like the right type of knowledge to identify this kind of people. And the reason why is also important to identify this kind of people. I will go through about how to identify a person who is suffering from MPD. I will make another video on this, but the reason of why today I would just like to briefly speak about why is it so important to recognize this. It's important because I've seen throughout the years, throughout my what I can call my life experience, that many times some people, unfortunately, they are stuck into this type of relationships, like workplaces that are toxic because of probably narcissistic boss, narcissistic colleagues, and many other situations, narcissists in families. And the reason why is so important is because this is something related to our health, and the more we are getting sucked into this type of relations with this type of people, the more we will lose our. Basically, when I talk about health, I talk about health in a general way. So I consider health as a whole thing, regardless of health related to a physical health or mental health. We are talking about a human being, a human well-being in general. So this is going to affect your all aspects of your life, because this is what narcissists are all about. This is what they crave for, and this is how they operate. So I'm not blaming the narcissist, I'm not saying that the narcissists are bad people, because obviously they are suffering from a disorder, and it is our concern to educate ourselves and how to stay away from these people, to protect ourselves. This is the only thing that we can do, and this is the only thing that we can do for them as well, because as long as they will start seeing that their behavior is actually not attracting people, but is actually making people go away from them, this is how a person who is healthy should respond to narcissistic abusive behaviors. Will make them realize that what they're doing is, it somehow on some level is not aligned with their true self, and it is not something it is something that they probably should take into consideration, and they should see their behaviors in a way that they can probably I'm saying, because it's quite difficult, it's very dangerous. I mean, not dangerous, I mean, it's quite difficult for a narcissist to realize their own mistakes, because this is part of their disorder. They believe they are special, they believe whatever they are doing, they do is the best thing ever, and all this is also filled with a deep insecurity on them. So they have a deep insecurities, and their false mask, their ego, doesn't allow them to, because this is a the NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, is a defense mechanism, doesn't allow them, their ego, to go back to face their insecurities. And this ego is built on purpose, is part of this disorder, because these people build this ego as a defense mechanism to not face their insecurities they have. And I'm not going to go through like all the reasons of why this disorder builds up. This is usually in the childhood, when these kind of people receive some kind of trauma in their life, related to a narcissistic parent, or somebody who's been abusive with them, or also the opposite side, when they've been showering too much with attention, and they've been like pampered a lot when they were in their childhood. Basically, this is when this kind of problem can start. However, I would love, at this time I'm not going to go deep into that, but as I was saying, this disorder doesn't allow them to realize their own mistakes. And even if they know their mistakes, they have another defense mechanism when they feel like they've been like blamed for something, or when they are like in front of some kind of facts. They always try to project these facts on somebody else. So they always try to change the situation. They always try to manipulate other people to not face this kind of deep insecurity that they have within themselves. And it's important to make them realize, I mean, it's not like our concern is only to protect ourselves. Eventually they will realize if they are doing something that is making people away. Eventually they will realize, eventually they will not, because it's not like necessary they will realize it. And some people live with this kind of disorder for their whole life, and they don't go to therapy, they don't want to seek help, because they believe that they are good the way they are. And also some other kind of narcissists, they go to therapy and they start lying about stuff. So they're not even sincere when they are in front of a therapist and is there to help them genuinely. So my advice, my opinion on this is that we should try to be as much educated as possible on this topic, and because it is quite important. I consider it very important. Said this, I will have to stop the video right now, because my destination has arrived. Sorry for this, guys, and I will continue and making more videos on this topic. And stay tuned, and wish you all the best.